What is this?
A Tennessee woman is
Man stabbed wife 9 times, paralyzing her before dousing her in...
in the
What?
ICU trying to recover from horrific wounds
She
that
lived?
she says were inflicted on her by her husband in front of their children. We're going over the latest details
Holy
in this
Chad.
case
Yo,
with
she's a
Christine
tank.
Grillo, a former prosecutor with experience in domestic violence cases. Welcome to Sidebar.
Yo,
presented
can you
by
turn up the music a little more, man? I can almost hear what you're saying.
Tessa Mallow's mother says she was supposed to bring her children to meet up with their aunt and their grandma on Monday night. But instead, Tessa ended up in the hospital fighting for her life. According to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and Dixon, Tennessee Police Department, 28-year-old Zachary Mowell is charged with attempted first-degree murder, aggravated arson, aggravated assault, and domestic assault. He's behind bars on a $765,000 bond because Tessa's mother,
That's gotta be like a,
local news
like a,
outlet WSMV,
what would even the
that
sentence be
Tessa
for that?
told her, "Mama, he tried to kill me. He was leaving me to die." Investigators say Tessa and Zachary were inside their Dixon home when Zachary allegedly grabbed Tessa's arm and started
But why?
stabbing her. He then repeatedly doused her in gasoline, loaded the kids into the truck, and set the home on fire, their children.
Hello?
Her oldest son, just 8 years old, tried to call 911, but Zachary wouldn't let him do it.
We're kids, bro.
Miraculously, 2 people in the area, picking up a Facebook marketplace item of all things, saw the smoke. They actually rushed into the home to put out the fire. Medics
Damn,
found
W.
Tessa's knife
Samaritans.
still sticking out of her body. It appears she had to drag herself to the back door and collapsed. It's unimaginable to think about, and have to highlight the heroic actions of these people. It's unbelievable. Now, Zachary actually returned to the home, the crime scene, and he was arrested because, according to court documents, he walked up to one of the officers and said, "I did it. It was me." Tessa, she remains hospitalized.
Self-report Andy?
She's reportedly paralyzed from the waist down, has
Damn.
33 burns.
Low-key
There's a
though,
GoFundMe page that was
that's
set up
probably
after
best
the
case
hospital
scenario
team
out of
Tori
all
Troutman,
that.
his twin sister, wrote on the page. She has 9 stab wounds. All her ribs are broken, collapsed lung. Her entire right leg has severe third-degree
What a
burns.
Chad, bro.
She's also
Holy.
paralyzed from the waist down. Tessa is strong, but she has a long road to recovery and therapy. Tessa is the strongest person I know, and her and her boys did not deserve this torture. She also noted that the 2 boys are safe with her and her husband. Tori told local media outlet WKRN that Zachary had been emotionally abusive.
Crazy that the human body can even take that much.
Was abusive as far as she knew. It appears that Tessa may have gotten in touch with a lawyer to talk about a separation on the morning of the attack. So we're piecing together what has happened. But I want to bring in right now Christine Grillo, a former prosecutor who has experience in domestic violence.
Hello, Christine.
This is a horrific one. Really, really horrific one. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, it is horrific, but unfortunately, it's not such an unknown tale, if you would. In the situation, what runs very familiar to me is how you ended your summary of the situation when you said that the victim had taken steps to end the marriage. So she had begun to show some
So you
empowerment.
stab her?
And in doing that, it set him off
What?
for his final act because, no, you won't leave me. I won't let it happen. You won't control, because in these situations,
Jesus Christ, bro.
The abuser has to have that power and control. Once the victim starts to demonstrate that they won't be controlled, that's when the abuser really, really acts out. And in these cases, I've said this before exactly on this podcast too, these domestic violence cases, they don't graduate to this horrific act. They don't start to first yell and then maybe slap and then do perhaps what happens in the movies. No, they don't. They go from just the, like you said, verbal abuse, right to the ultimate, if they could, once they feel they're losing control. So it is a horrific one at that.
You can do better than him anyway.
It's going to be the same old with, if this does go to trial, what the defenses will be, and how to combat them. We can comment on that as well.
Hey there, everybody. I want to take a minute to thank Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring today's Law and Crime YouTube takeover. If you've seen our videos, you know Morgan & Morgan is a proud sponsor of Law and Crime, and that our content proves.
I do not care, man.
Signing contracts, start a...
Yeah. It's not going to be a whodunit. It's going to be why, and whether or not he can be held accountable for his actions. So as the defense lawyers that I've come in
All right,
contact
interesting.
with and been myself,
Anyway.
it would be